in this country. It's my time, not yours.
My God.
If you want to talk about
dividing this country,
it is my
I follow
time.
you on your social media posts that
It is
tear
my
this country
time
apart.
to
There
address
should be a
your
unifying-
falsehoods.
Oh,
You are an
you can try
embarrassment
all
to the
you
division
want
in this
to
country.
not
It
take
is my
responsibility
time.
for what
You
you
had
have
your
said.
time.
Sir, you're
Your
making a
time is
mockery of
over.
this committee. Sir, you don't tell me my time is over.
You
The
know how
people
far
of New
we've
Jersey
come
tell me
since
what
you
my time is. You can't lecture me.
You can tell me
Sir,
my time's over?
You may be the charge of the
I'm not
FBI,
going anywhere.
but I am not afraid of you, sir.
Mr. Chairman.
Not afraid of you.
Mr. Chairman.
Tensions erupted once again on Capitol Hill as a fiery exchange unfolded between Senator Cory Booker and FBI Director Kash Patel, an encounter that exposed the deepening cracks in Washington's political and institutional trust. In a nation already divided over questions of justice, accountability, and transparency, this hearing became more than just a routine session. It became a mirror reflecting America's growing debate over power, fairness, and the role of law enforcement in politics.
Have any experience with the FBI? You've shifted the agency's priorities primarily to pursuing Donald Trump's immigration enforcement agenda. According to ICE data, the Cato Institute, which is a conservative think tank, found that 20% of all agents have been diverted from their work to assist ICE immigration enforcement. 20%. Part of this operation is the work of masked law enforcement who jump out of cars, snatch people off streets at churches, schools, and their jobs and hospitals. Have there been any FBI agents who investigate crimes against children that have been assigned to immigration enforcement, yes or no?
The premise of what you say is entirely
Have there been
false.
any FBI agents
No,
who investigate
no.
foreign domestic terrorism?
You don't get to say America is not safer under this
I am
leadership.
not saying
America
that.
is
You're
safer
making
because of the work of the
presumption-
FBI.
You're making a presumption of premise.
4,700 children.
Sir,
We have seized
you have-
6,000 weapons and
you are not
23,000 violent
denying
felons have
that
been
FBI
arrested.
agents who investigate human trafficking have been reassigned to immigration enforcement. You are not denying that FBI agents who are on the task force that fight against Russian oligarchs have not been reassigned. Public Corrections Squad reassigned. People who defend children reassigned. You're not denying that. I've seen you
FBI
time and
agents
time
don't
again
get reassigned.
attack my colleagues' premises of questions as a way to not answer the question. So let me end with this. I believe you have made our country weaker and less safe. I believe that we are more vulnerable to a major event, and I pray to God it doesn't happen. You've gutted the Bureau of Institutional Knowledge and Expertise. You fired or pushed out seasoned FBI officials, many with more than 20 years of experience, and were working on cases that were critical. You've been purging thousands of serious law enforcement officials who spent their careers keeping us safe, only to lower hiring standards in order to find anyone to replace them. And shockingly, you admitted in this hearing to Senator Coons that it would take 14 years to fill the vacancies at your agency. Many are the result of your purge. 20% of FBI agents are doing low-level immigration enforcement instead of their mission-critical work. You've disbanded entire task forces that stop election interference, foreign influence, public corruption. And who benefits from this? Well, corrupt people benefit from it. Criminals benefit from it. Vladimir Putin benefits from it. And it really makes me wonder who you're looking out for. It makes me think we can't trust you as a nation. You swear to release the Epstein files, but now you're withholding the Epstein files. You claim that you have a suspect in a serious assassination. Whoops, then you don't have a suspect. You know nothing about plans to remove FBI agents, yet you're directly involved in those plans. In the words of an ex-FBI official, you are overseeing, and I quote, generational destruction of the nation's premier law enforcement agency. Mr. Patel, in just 8 months, you have assaulted the institutional integrity of the FBI. But I know FBI field agents. I've worked with them in Newark. No matter how truly bad you are, you can't undermine the legacy of agents who fight every day to keep us safe, but you can tarnish the integrity of the agency and undermine the agency's capacity. I believe you're failing as a leader, and that your failure does have serious implications for the safety and security of Americans and our families. We're more vulnerable to domestic and foreign attack because of your failures of leadership. I don't think you're fit to hand the Bureau, but here's the thing, Mr. Patel. I think you're not going to be around long. I think this might be your last oversight hearing. Because as much as you supplicate yourself to the will of Donald Trump and not the Constitution of the United States of America, Donald Trump has shown us in his first term and in this term, he is not loyal to people like you. He will cut you loose. This may be the last time I have a hearing with you because I don't think you're long for your job. But I'm going to tell you this, I pray for you. I pray for you that you can step up and defend your oath, defend the Constitution, and do a much better job of defending this country. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Do you want to say anything?
Yes,
at
sir.
this point?
That rant of false information does not bring this country together. If you want to work on bringing this country, it's my time, not yours.
My God.
If
You're
you
gonna
want to
lecture
talk
me
about
dividing this country,
it is
I
my
follow
time.
you on your social media posts that
It is
tears
my
this country
time
apart.
to
There
address
should be a
your
unifying-
falsehoods.
Oh,
You are an
you can try
embarrassment
all
to the
you
division
want
in this
to
country.
not
Senator,
take
it is
my
responsibility
time.
for what
You
you
had
have
your
said.
time.
Sir, you're
Your
making a
time is
mockery of this
over.
committee. Sir, you don't tell me my time is over.
You
The
know how
people
far
of New
we've
Jersey
come
tell me
since
what my
you
time
tell-
is.
Senator-
You can't lecture me.
You can tell me
Sir,
my time's over?
You may be the charge of the
I'm not
FBI,
going anywhere.
but I am not afraid of you.
Mr. Chairman,
Not afraid of you.
Mr.
It
Chairman.
all began during a high-profile oversight hearing, where lawmakers were pressing senior officials about the Bureau's handling of politically sensitive investigations. Senator Cory Booker, known for his strong stance on civil rights and justice reform, didn't hold back. He directly confronted FBI Director Kash Patel, raising concerns about what he called selective enforcement and political bias within the Bureau. Booker pointed to recent investigations into prominent political figures, suggesting that the agency's actions appeared inconsistent, depending perhaps on who was in power. His central question echoed a growing sentiment across both parties. Is the FBI truly impartial? Or has it become another player in America's political chessboard? In one of the hearing's most intense moments, Booker pressed Patel with a sharp question. How can the American people trust an agency that seems to move differently depending on who holds political power? The senator's tone reflected not just frustration, but a deeper warning that public trust, once lost, is hard to rebuild. He reminded the committee that law enforcement must operate with absolute integrity, not leaning left, not leaning right, but standing firm in the center of justice. Booker's remarks resonated with many who have grown skeptical of institutions that once symbolized neutrality and fairness. Director Kash Patel, however, stood his ground. In a calm yet assertive response, he rejected claims of political bias. Patel insisted that the FBI operate strictly according to evidence and law, not politics. He emphasized that the Bureau's mission is rooted in protecting national security, enforcing federal law, and defending the rights of all Americans, regardless of political affiliation. Patel went on to highlight ongoing reforms inside the Bureau, including transparency measures, independent audits, and inspector general reviews, steps aimed at ensuring that oversight remains strong and public confidence is gradually restored. He stressed that criticism is welcome, but that broad accusations of bias must be backed by facts, not fueled by political rhetoric. As the debate intensified, it became clear that this was more than just a disagreement between a senator and a federal director. It was a reflection of a broader American struggle. At the heart of the issue lies a fundamental question: can the FBI remain both powerful and accountable? Supporters of reform argue that greater congressional oversight is essential to prevent misuse of authority. Others caution that excessive political pressure could undermine the Bureau's independence, turning a law enforcement agency into a political battlefield. The Booker-Patel exchange brought these tensions into sharp focus, with both men standing firm on opposite ends of a shared concern: how to uphold justice in a divided nation. Observers in Washington noted that this wasn't an isolated clash. It's part of a growing wave of scrutiny aimed at federal agencies. Over the past few years, the FBI has faced criticism from multiple sides, from allegations of being too aggressive in certain investigations to claims of inaction in others. Each controversy chips away at an institution once viewed as above the political fray. Now, as Americans watch from the sidelines, the question becomes not just who's right, but what comes next. Can transparency initiatives and reform efforts rebuild trust? Or will skepticism continue to define the relationship between the people and their protectors? The exchange between Senator Cory Booker and Director Kash Patel underscores a core challenge facing modern democracies: balancing law enforcement authority with civil liberties, public oversight, and political neutrality. So far, no concrete evidence has emerged proving systemic political bias within the FBI, but public perception often shapes reality. As lawmakers push for deeper reforms, the Bureau faces a critical test. Can it demonstrate independence while remaining accountable? The answer may define not only the FBI's credibility, but the very foundation of trust in America's justice system. This debate isn't over. It's only beginning. As new hearings unfold and reforms take shape, all eyes remain on Capitol Hill, where trust, truth, and transparency hang in the balance. Do you believe the FBI can rebuild full public trust, or has the era of institutional confidence already passed?